Hello friends, today is a great day because we are on page 20 of your all-in-one piano course, and we're going to be talking about the grand staff on the piano. And the grand staff is pretty important, and that's why it's called the grand staff. So let's go to the board and we'll do a little walking through and talking through of what the grand staff means. All right, so be sure you are on page 20 in your book. The grand staff. The bass staff and the treble staff, when joined together with a brace, and that's this thing here, this brace, this fancy looking brace, is called the grand staff. So we have treble clef, bass clef, and then everything is braced together here with this brace here. And what that means is that all these notes move together. Okay, so this here connects these two staves, and we read from left to right both of these at the same time. So instead, before we were doing one line at a time, playing one line, going down and playing the next line. Now we're playing both of these at the same time. So at the top of the page, you see where they have these notes written out for you, and I already have them all named. And it goes on up into the treble clef. All right, so how about we get to the piano, and I'll show you exactly what we're doing, and we will play through right at the top of page 20, right below where it says grand staff. So I'm starting with my left hand, fifth finger on C. And I'm going to have my right hand in position. You see that we need to play middle C with the right hand as soon as we get done playing with the left hand. So, starting with our pinky, let's play together. 1, 2, left hand first. C, E. Right hand, middle C. Yeah, so we went from left hand directly to the right hand. Let's do that again. Top of the page. 2, ready, go. D, E, F, G, C. If that is too fast for you, slow the video down. All right, so you can take it at the tempo you need to take it at. All right, we are going to go on to the pink box just below the grand staff. In the pink box, it says time signature. Music has numbers at the beginning called the time signature. 4 on top means 4 beats in a measure. The 4 on the bottom means that the quarter note gets 1 beat. So we need to measure our music. As I've said before, when you make chocolate chip cookies, you measure your water, your sugar, your salt, and flour, whatever else goes in the chocolate chip cookies. But most especially, you have to measure your chocolate chips. And you do all that measuring to make sure that what you are baking comes out of that oven ready to eat and delicious. If you don't do those measurements properly, it might not taste so good, right? You might have to toss them into the trash can. So we measure out music in quite the same way. The time signature tells us that we get 4 beats in a measure. Okay, and we'll look a little bit more of that in our next exercise here. And then the bottom 4, bottom 4 tells us that the quarter note gets 1 beat. So we'll talk more about this in our next video. But if you take that 4 out, hypothetically just take the 4 out of there and place a 1 over it, that fraction is 1/4, and that will help you remember what type of note gets the beat. Because there's often a 4 on the bottom, but when we get into more advanced music, there's not always a 4 on the bottom. For right now, there is a 4 on the bottom, 4 beats in the measure, The quarter note gets the beat. And let's take a look at the bottom exercise. I have placed that first two measures of the bottom exercise on the board. We have our 4/4 time signature. Notice that we have our 4 beats here, and then we have a bar line. And our bar line goes from the top of the treble clef all the way to the bottom of the bass clef, because now we're reading all this together. So here's beat number 1, not to be confused with our fingering. This is beat number 1. This is beat number 2. This is beat 3. This is beat 4. And that's all we can fit into this box of music, which we call a measure of music. So this is a measure here. Once we get to our next measure, this is beat number 1 again. This is beat 2, and our half notes, as we recall, get 2 beats. So this is 3, 4. Okay? So all of this goes at the same time. Down here, and if you see in your book there, just below there in red, it says this sign, which is this right here, is a whole rest, which means that the left hand is resting for 4 beats. Over here, the left hand is resting for 4 beats, while the right hand does the playing. So right hand is playing up there, left hand is resting. Okay, same thing over here. Once you get into the the second system of that exercise on the bottom, the right hand is resting and the left hand is doing the playing. All right, one more thing before I sit down and we play through this is at the end, at the very end, which I don't have up here, but let's pretend that I do have the last 2 measures here, which would have the left hand playing in it. The left, or at the very end, they have 2 dots. Okay, do me a favor and put your finger on those 2 dots, or point to it with a pencil, so you know where we are. The double dots mean repeat from the beginning. So, when we see 2 dots at the end of a piece of music, that tells us to do it all again. Okay, now there's different types of repeats. For right now, when we see these 2 dots, it tells us to go back all the way to the beginning and do it all again. Okay, generally repeats when we see the 2 dots means that we just go back and repeat 1 time. Let's get back to the piano and we'll play through the bottom of page 20 and then we'll go over to page 21. All right, starting with middle C, remember your left hand will be resting, but let's have the left hand in position ready to play. We're starting with middle C with the right hand. Okay, we'll take it at about this tempo. 1, 2, ready, and go. C. Come back down. C. Okay, make sure your left hand's ready to go. And C. Thumb. G. F. C. And let's take the repeat. Go, right hand. G, F, C, C, and left hand goes. Right. Go ahead and back and in the video and practice that one again. Right now, we're going to head over to page 21. Rock along. Okay, again, this one's starting with your right hand, left hand, be ready, and we will take the repeat, watch the half notes, watch the whole note at the end. We need to hold that out. It's actually at the end of each line there, right? The end of each system. We need to hold that note out for 4 counts. All right, starting with right hand on C, left hand, be ready. 2, ready, right hand. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, left hand, go. C, C, 1, 2, right hand, repeat. 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, left hand. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done, my friends. Well done. Again, as we're playing, be sure to focus on keeping that wrist up, keeping your fingers naturally curved. Haven't said much about that in this lesson. And we're working to play on our fingertips. Okay, fingertips, not flat-fingered, not on the palm of your fingers, but more on the fingertips. Okay, and again, if you have long fingernails, you're going to have to do something about that. Let's move on to Mexican hat dance. And this will be our final piece in this video lesson. So you'll have plenty to work on over the course of the next few days before we get on to our next lesson. All right, so this one begins with the left hand. And we have a new symbol in here. That is the quarter rest. So a quarter rest is similar to the quarter note, except for it will be silent. Let's see if we can get through this one without me drawing that on the board for you. Starting with the left hand. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, rest. 2, 3, rest. 2, 1, 2, 3, rest. Right hand. 2, rest. Rest. 2, 3, repeat. Left hand. Rest. Rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. Right hand. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me know how you made out with the Mexican hat dance, specifically the quarter rest at the end of those measures. Again, it's essentially a quarter note, but it's silent. So we have a quarter rest or a quarter note, and they both get 1 beat. Okay, that's it, my friends. Take your time and practice. Go back into this video, play along with me, count, say your lettering, your note names as you're playing. Mexican hat dance, you can sing those words as you are playing. Let's see if you can get fluent enough with your playing that you can sing those words. Until our next lesson, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you on the next piano lesson with Joel. Take care, my friends.